War has always decided who rises and who falls, but the way it's fought today looks nothing like the past. We're talking drones that fly themselves, submarines you can't detect, and weapons that fire at the speed of light. These aren't just upgrades, they're flipping the rules of global power. And what you're about to see might completely change how you think about war itself. Here are the 18 military inventions and technologies that are redrawing the world map. Number 18, RTG Robot. The RTG robot is unlike any police robot you have ever seen. It's a 275-pound steel sphere, covered in thick rubber, and it moves like it has a mind of its own. Designed by Logon Technology in partnership with Zhejiang University, this rolling unit can hit 22 miles per hour in just under 3 seconds. It doesn't just cruise on smooth pavement. It handles rain, mud, and even takes hits from an 8,000-pound truck without flinching. During trials in Wenzhou, people stopped and stared as it zipped through city traffic, then launched itself into a canal like it belonged there. Inside, it's all cutting edge. 2 electric motors drive the core, balanced by gyroscopes, ultrasonic sensors, and GPS for full control. A single charge lasts 10 hours and can cover 74.6 miles, giving it the range to patrol an entire city district non-stop. The brain of it all is AI, an advanced system that doesn't just follow orders, it makes decisions on the fly. It tracks faces, predicts movement, and plans its own route in real time. And when a suspect tries to flee, it fires a Kevlar mesh net from underneath to stop them cold. If things escalate, it can deploy tear gas or even a sound cannon. No bullets, just non-lethal force, exactly as police requested. But the real power is in how it works with others. Once it locks onto a target, it alerts nearby drones or robot dogs to help close in. No need for sirens or car chases. Early versions struggled with sharp turns and stairs, so engineers are now adding stabilizer fins for more control. Despite those hiccups, officers say response times are faster and injuries are fewer. Like it or not, the next officer you meet might not walk up. It might roll in and handle business in fluent Mandarin. Number 17. Bell V280 Valor. The V280 Valor isn't just an upgrade, it's a complete rewrite of what a military aircraft can be. Developed by Bell, this next-gen tilt rotor takes off like a helicopter, then tilts its rotors forward and flies like a jet. It cruises at 322 miles per hour and can hit speeds close to 345 miles per hour, leaving the Black Hawk far behind. With a ferry range of over 2,416.6 miles. It can cross continents without stopping, then land just as easily on a mountain ledge or a tight city street. But speed means nothing without vision. That's why Bell partnered with Lockheed Martin to equip the Valor with something special, the pilotage distributed aperture sensor. It uses 6 infrared cameras to feed real-time video into the pilot's helmet, letting them see through dust, fog, and even the floor of the aircraft. It creates a full 360-degree live feed that lights up the battlefield before traditional systems even know there's a threat. The first test flight happened in mid-December 2017, and the Valor quickly logged more than 200 flight hours, pushed through steep turns past 45 degrees, and nailed its 322 miles per hour cruise goal. In December 2022, the U.S. Army selected it as their official future long-range assault aircraft, now called the MV-75. They plan to deploy it starting in 2031. Its smart design includes a drive shaft that lets one Rolls-Royce engine run both rotors if one fails. Inside, the cabin flips from carrying 14 troops to 4 stretchers, or it can carry rockets, fuel tanks, or rescue gear, all in one frame, all at jet speed. Number 16. AFRL-MUTANT Missile. The Air Force Research Laboratory has built a missile that doesn't just turn, it bends. It's called the Mutant, short for Missile Utility Transformation via Articulated Nose Technology. What makes it different is right up front. Instead of forcing the entire body through a sharp, high G-turn, Mutant simply rotates its nose. The front third of the missile is hinged with titanium and controlled by a special actuation system. That quick nose pivot keeps the seeker locked on a target even when it's swerving hard. Meanwhile, the rest of the missile stays steady and efficient. That saves energy and extends its reach, letting it hit targets far beyond what current air-to-air weapons can manage. To prove the idea worked, engineers added the articulated nose to an old Hellfire missile. During testing at White Sands, the nose snapped 10 degrees in under 0.1 second, and the guidance system stayed locked in. A full series of ground-based tests started in mid-2023, including advanced trials where the nose and rear fins moved together to pull off tight, S-shaped turns. But the real breakthrough is what this unlocks for future designs. Because Mutant can steer from the front, designers can cut down tail drag, carry more fuel, or even shrink the missile itself. That means more rounds per aircraft and better odds against fast, unpredictable threats like hypersonic gliders. If flight tests go as planned, fully agile prototypes could be flying within just a few years. Number 15. Manta Ray UUV. DARPA's Manta Ray isn't just another underwater drone, it's a full-on underwater outpost. Designed by Northrop Grumman, this massive unmanned vehicle stretches longer than a school bus and cruises silently on hybrid electric power. Its smooth, manta-shaped wings cut drag and help it glide across thousands of miles without needing a resupply. But here's the part that sets it apart. When it needs to wait, the Manta Ray doesn't surface or head home. It drops an anchor, folds in its wings, and shuts down right on the ocean floor. It can literally hibernate for months, then wake itself up using a timer or a remote acoustic signal. At the front is a modular bay that can carry several short tons of mission gear. Navy teams can swap in different payloads, sonar arrays, mini torpedoes, sensor buoys, even backup torpedoes for Allied submarines. It can recharge using underwater currents or a gliding mode that burns almost no energy, which means it can stay out at sea for over a year. No support ship needed. The whole system is autonomous. Its onboard AI plots routes, dodges reefs, and sends updates to command using a pop-up buoy. If the signal is blocked, it can launch a tiny relay drone to punch through. Even better, the whole platform can be shipped in containers and assembled right on the shore. Number 14. Onyx V60 Robot Dog. This is not your average robot dog. The Onyx V60 is a combat-ready machine built for the kind of missions where failure is not an option. It starts with the Vision 60 from Ghost Robotics, a four-legged robot that moves at around 5.6 miles per hour, carries up to 22 pounds of gear, and runs for over 3 hours straight. It can also sit idle for 20 hours without losing power, thanks to its swappable battery system. With an IP67 seal and electronics that work from -49 degrees Fahrenheit to 131 degrees Fahrenheit, this thing doesn't care if it's deep in snow, soaked in rain, or crawling through desert sand. What makes the V60 truly lethal is what Onyx Industries adds. Their Sentry system mounts a pan-tilt X360 gimbal with thermal and optical sensors, paired with an AI vision core that automatically tracks threats. A human still controls the trigger, but the remote-actuated weapon can fire 5.56 NATO rounds, 7.62 by 3.9, or even 6.5 Creedmoor, all while staying accurate up to 2,625 feet. Right now, the U.S. Marine Raiders are testing 2 of them for tunnel operations and perimeter defense, and when the mission hits water, it doesn't stop. The NAW-T upgrade adds an inflatable float ring and a jet-propelled tail, letting the dog swim across rivers or harbors at about 3.5 miles per hour. It climbs out, folds its tail in, and keeps moving like nothing happened. With speed, range, vision, and firepower, plus the ability to swim, It's the first amphibious robot dog built for real battle. Number 13. Switchblade 600. The Switchblade 600 is a shoulder-launched drone with the punch of a tank-busting missile and the brains to pick its own angle of attack. Weighing just 33 pounds, it blasts from a portable tube and flies at high subsonic speed, reaching targets 24.8 miles away in under 20 minutes. But here's the kicker. It can circle for another 20, scanning for threats, switching targets, or even being called off mid-flight. A dual-mode seeker paired with GPS guides it straight into the soft-top armor of enemy tanks, and its warhead hits with force similar to a javelin. While in flight, a high-definition gimbal streams live video back to a tablet, giving ground troops full control. It turns a squad into its own recon and strike unit, no airstrike required. And if the enemy tries to hide, the drone folds its wings, drops low under trees, and pops back up to lock on again. If there's no clean shot, it can self-destruct before capture. The U.S. Army recently committed nearly $1 billion under the LASSO program to get these into the hands of frontline troops, calling it a true, organic, standoff tank killer. Ukraine has already shown how dangerous it can be in real-world combat. Number 12. Panther KF-51. The Panther KF-51 is Rheinmetall's game-changing answer to modern warfare, where drones buzz overhead and anti-tank missiles fly from every angle. At just under 65 short tons, it's lighter than most Western main battle tanks, but don't let that fool you. It races up to 43 miles per hour and covers more than 311 miles on one tank of fuel. Its compact size means it fits within narrow European rail tunnels, while its fully digital NGVA system links every sensor and weapon on board. That digital core lets the crew of 3 switch roles in real time or even hand over turret control to nearby unmanned systems. The firepower is unmatched. Its 5.1-inch smoothbore gun, called the Future Gun system, fires armor-piercing darts with nearly 50% more power and range than the standard 4.7-inch rounds used today. Because it's fed by a robotic loader, it keeps firing fast, even on the move. A half-inch coaxial gun handles infantry and light vehicles, while the roof supports a 0.3-inch remote weapon station for close-range drone threats. And hidden inside the turret are 4 Hero 120 loitering munitions, essentially kamikaze drones that strike targets behind cover or far beyond the next hill. When it comes to protection, the Panther is built like a fortress with brains. Its armor pairs with an active interceptor that can destroy incoming long-rod penetrators in microseconds. The ROSY system throws smoke to block tracking, and the TAPS suite detects aerial threats like top attack missiles. All of it feeds into a smart pre-shot network that lets the Panther either fire first or avoid the hit entirely. Number 11. Dive XL. Anduril's Dive XL is not just another underwater drone, it's a full-blown shift in how navies think about deep-sea warfare. Built as the bigger sibling of the Dive LD, this machine stretches over 19 feet, weighs around 3 short tons, and can stay submerged for 10 straight days. It operates at depths of nearly 3.7 miles, well beyond the reach of most crewed submarines. But what really sets it apart is flexibility. Its modular midsection works like underwater Lego. You can bolt on one massive payload or 3 smaller mission pods in just a few hours. Whether it's scanning the seabed, tracking targets, or carrying torpedoes, Dive XL can be reconfigured and redeployed fast. Despite its size, it's highly mobile. It fits neatly inside a standard 40-foot shipping container or a C-17 transport plane, which means it can launch from beaches, piers, or ships without needing any special crane or dock. At the heart of it is Anduril's Lattice AI system, which pilots the drone through underwater canyons, merges sonar and acoustic data, and even links up with drones in the air or on the surface to build a real-time 3-dimensional map of its surroundings. In early trials off California, it stayed submerged for 100 continuous hours, longer than any vehicle of its size. The next goal is a 1,000 nautical mile mission without surfacing. That same platform now forms the base of Ghost Shark, a stealth program developed with the Royal Australian Navy. First production is set before the end of 2025, and the plan is clear. Quiet, smart, unmanned subs that do the work of billion-dollar vessels without the risk and without being seen. Number 10. Drone Gun MarkV. Drone Gun MarkV from Drone Shield is the military's answer to the growing threat of weaponized drones, and it's as simple as point, aim, and fire. Weighing just 7 pounds, this jammer is lighter than most rifles and boots, up in under 3 seconds. Powered by a NATO-certified lithium battery, it runs for over an hour and is built to survive the extremes, from frozen outposts at -4 degrees Fahrenheit to desert heat above 131 degrees Fahrenheit. With an IP67 rating, it's fully sealed against dust and water, ready for any patrol, anywhere. When triggered, the Mk4 unleashes a wave of disruption that blocks all major ISM and global navigation signals within a range of 0.6 miles. That means control signals, video feeds, and satellite positioning all vanish instantly. Most drones either drop out of the sky or turn back to their launch point, giving intel teams a trail straight to the operator. Since it can jam multiple bands at once, one soldier alone can shut down an entire swarm before it gets too close. The design is built for speed. Quick-release batteries, sling mounts, and Picatinny rails let soldiers adapt on the fly. It also connects to battle management systems through its onboard API, giving commanders live updates. When paired with RF patrol sensors or drone sentry systems, it becomes part of a wider network that detects threats and responds instantly. For embassies, artillery units, or convoys, Drone Gun MarkV is the frontline tool that stops drones without a single shot. No debris, no explosion, just a silent takedown. Number 9. MQ-28, a Ghost Bat. The MQ-28, a Ghost Bat, is Australia's homegrown wingman drone, and it is rewriting air combat. Built by Boeing for the Royal Australian Air Force, it can fly more than 2,300 miles on one tank and keep pace with fast jet fighters at high subsonic speed. Ghost Bat completed its 100th test flight in March 2025, proving it can take off, land, and refuel without a pilot on board. What makes it special is teamwork. A single F-35 or Super Hornet can command up to 4 Ghost Bats, sending them ahead to scout, jam radar, or soak up enemy missiles. An onboard AI handles basic flying and threat avoidance, so the human pilot only gives simple commands. Scan that valley, guard my flank, or strike that radar. If the lead jet turns home, the drones follow automatically. Mission gear lives in a plug-and-play nose section that swaps in minutes. One module carries long-range sensors for intelligence work, another packs electronic warfare gear, a third, now in testing, will hold air-to-air missiles, with live shots planned by the end of 2025. To build fleets fast, Boeing is opening a new plant in Toowoomba, aiming to roll out dozens of Ghost Bats each year. The U.S. Air Force is even eyeing the design for its next-gen fighter program. Number 8. B-21 Raider. The B-21 Raider is the U.S. military's most advanced stealth bomber, built to fly deep into enemy territory and strike without warning. Developed by Northrop Grumman and the U.S. Air Force, this sleek flying wing can carry both nuclear and conventional weapons. What makes it even more versatile is its ability to fly with or without a pilot, giving commanders the freedom to send it into the most dangerous missions without risking lives. Its exact range is classified, but officials say it can hold at risk any target on the planet. With intercontinental range and aerial refueling, it can reach anywhere it needs to go. The design includes radar-absorbing skin, smooth engine inlets, and hidden engines that make it even harder to detect than the B-2 Spirit. But it doesn't just hide, it fights back. A next-gen electronic warfare system lets the Raider jam and blind enemy sensors, making it nearly impossible to track or target. Inside, it runs on an open systems backbone, which means its avionics can be upgraded easily. New sensors, software, or even hypersonic weapons can be added without rebuilding the aircraft. It also acts as a flying command center, sharing real-time data with fighters, drones, and satellites. After its first flight in November 2023, the Raider is now being tested at Edwards Air Force Base. The Air Force plans to build at least 100 of them by the early 2030s, replacing older bombers with something faster, smarter, and nearly invisible. Number 7. Sarsilmaz's Sarbot. Sarsilmaz's Sarbot is Turkey's first armed quadruped robot, and it's built specifically for the kind of missions most soldiers would rather not face. It walks on 4 electric legs that stay balanced even after taking hits, slipping on stairs, or stepping through debris. Its movement is constantly adjusted, about 2,000 times per second, so it doesn't tip, stumble, or freeze like a wheeled bot would in tight, broken terrain. On top, the frame supports weapon kits from .2 2-inch light machine guns to .3-inch rifles. The stabilized gun mount stays locked on target even as the robot moves, giving remote operators accurate fire beyond normal indoor combat range. Above the weapon, you'll find a multispectral camera, a laser rangefinder, and an AI-based tracker that helps the operator tag and engage threats from a safe distance. The electronics inside Sarbot are fully Turkish-made and hardened against dust, rain, and shockwaves, which means it can push into tunnels, breach doors, and scout hostile spaces before any human steps forward. It builds a 3-dimensional map using LiDAR and internal motion sensors, then sends that map back through a Q-band or mesh radio link in real time. Operators can let it patrol autonomously or take over in an instant when the system spots movement. What makes Sarbot especially dangerous is how adaptable it is. The gun mount can be swapped out for a loitering munition launcher, a chemical sensor, or a jamming pod. If you need more endurance, you can just swap the battery sled. Number 6. Skyranger 30. The Skyranger 30 is a compact turret that turns almost any military vehicle into a high-speed drone killer. Designed by Rheinmetall, it carries a 1.2-inch Oerlikon revolver cannon that doesn't just shoot, it thinks. Each round is programmable and explodes mid-air, releasing tungsten fragments right in front of the target. That's enough to take out drones, cruise missiles, or even fast-diving rockets up to 1.9 miles away. And with a rate of over 1,000 rounds per minute, it can handle full-blown swarm attacks without breaking a sweat. For extra reach, it can be fitted with short-range missiles, pushing its reach to nearly 3.7 miles. But it's not just about firepower. The Skyranger is equipped with a 3-dimensional radar, laser rangefinder, and an electro-optical tracker, all feeding into an AI-controlled fire system. That means it can spot, track, and engage threats in seconds. Weighing just 3.3 short tons, the turret fits easily onto lighter platforms like Boxer and Piranha, or even up-armored Leopards. NATO Level 2 protection comes standard, with optional upgrades to Level 4. Smoke launchers give it cover under attack, and it connects seamlessly with Rheinmetall's Skynex network, allowing multiple vehicles to share targets and coordinate fire. Ukraine has already placed orders for Leopard-based Skyranger units to take down Russian drones. Number 5. Iron Beam. Rafael's Iron Beam is changing how we defend the sky by cutting out the missiles entirely. Instead, it fires a 100-kilowatt laser that literally burns incoming threats out of the air. Rockets, artillery shells, even fast-moving drones, gone in as little as 4 seconds. The beam sits on a fast-rotating gimbal and slices through dust, smoke, or turbulence to hit targets up to 6.2 miles out. A brand new 17.7-inch lens is expected to push that range even farther. And here's where it flips the script. Every shot is just electricity. While traditional Iron Dome interceptors cost around $40,000 each, a single iron beam shot can cost as little as $3.50. That means endless firing as long as the power keeps flowing, from a diesel generator or straight from the grid. It doesn't operate alone either. Iron Beam plugs directly into the same radar and control network as Iron Dome and David's Sling, so commanders can mix and match defenses, choosing the fastest or cheapest option in real time. The laser system can be mounted on trucks, ships, or towers, guarding cities, bases, and convoys with an invisible shield of energy. In 2022, it proved itself in live tests by vaporizing mortar rounds and drones. This year, the first real units will be deployed in Israel. Number 4. XQ-58 of Valkyrie. The XQ-58 of Valkyrie is the Pentagon's low-cost stealth wingman, an autonomous jet that delivers high-end capabilities at just about $4 million per unit. That's a fraction of what a typical fighter costs. But it flies missions that once needed aircraft 20 times more expensive. Built by Kratos, this 20-foot drone launches from a simple truck-mounted rail, cruises at high subsonic speeds, and travels more than 1,243 miles before parachuting down for recovery. It's designed to be affordable enough to take risks, and even to lose, without breaking the bank. Its internal bay holds 1,100 pounds of payload, from bombs and jammers to reconnaissance gear. And in 2021, it went a step further by releasing an Altius 600 scout drone mid-flight, showing it can deploy its own mini-swarm on the move. But the real game changer is its teamwork capabilities. Through the Air Force's Skyborg program, Valkyrie flew a 3-hour mission all on its own, no joystick, no pilot, adapting to new threats in real time. In 2024, it teamed up with Marine-operated F-35Bs during Emerald Flag exercises. The Valkyrie scouted ahead, sent back targeting data, and gave the fighters clean shots from safe standoff range. Its open architecture system means future upgrades are as simple as swapping in new software, whether that's for electronic warfare, decoy missions, or hypersonic strike. Number 3. Drone Gun Tactical. The Drone Gun Tactical gives soldiers the power to bring down enemy drones with just one pull of the trigger. It looks like a rifle, but this 16-pound device doesn't shoot bullets, it shuts drones down cold. It boots up in under 3 seconds, runs for nearly 2 hours on 2 quick-swap lithium batteries, and is rugged enough for anything. With an IP54 rating and temperature certification from -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 131 degrees Fahrenheit, it's built to keep working whether you're in the freezing Arctic or a scorching desert. Once activated, it fires a precise jamming beam that blocks all major drone control and navigation signals, 2.4 GHz and 5.8 GHz, GPS, GLONASS, even Beidou. It works up to 1.6 miles away, and once the drone signal is cut, it either drops straight out of the sky or returns to its launch point. That makes it easier for teams to trace the operator. Since it jams multiple bands at the same time, it can even stop drone swarms before they get close enough to do damage. The design is built for real combat. A rotary dial lets you choose which signals to block on the fly. Status lights tell you exactly what's active, and the top and bottom rails can mount scopes or rangefinders. It also integrates seamlessly with Drone Shield's RF Patrol and Drone Sentry systems, turning early warnings into instant action. Number 2. Storm. The Storm MPV from Highland Systems isn't just another armored vehicle. It's a fully amphibious hybrid-powered beast built to dominate on land and sea. With twin electric motors paired to a diesel range extender, it delivers a staggering 2,500 horsepower. That power moves its 22 short-ton tracked body at speeds up to 87 miles per hour on land. And when it hits water, it doesn't stop. The rear jet drive kicks in, pushing it along at 17 miles per hour like an armored speedboat. Using both battery and diesel, it can patrol for up to 36 hours. Or, for stealth operations, it can cruise silently on battery alone for over 3 hours. This vehicle isn't just fast, it's tough. Its sharply angled armor meets modern protection standards, shielding against small arms fire, shrapnel, and roadside bombs. Inside, up to 6 troops ride in blast-dampened seats, while the high-drop pneumatic suspension keeps things stable over rough terrain. With a 20-inch ground clearance, it can climb 75% slopes and crawl over 3-foot barriers without slowing down. Every core system is drive-by-wire, which means crews can switch to remote or autonomous control instantly, perfect for breaching minefields or running high-risk decoy ops. The roof hatch is modular, able to mount weapon stations, loitering drones, or advanced sensors. Even better, it all fits in a standard 40-foot container, ready to deploy anywhere, fast. Number 1. Orwell the hexapod robot. Orwell is the 6-legged robot that takes the idea of a sci-fi spider tank and turns it into real working tech. It was built by Andrew "Derelict Robot" Dresner, not for a lab or battlefield, but for a feature film called Eye on Juliet. Still, Orwell is no movie prop. Each of its 6 carbon fiber legs has 3 power joints, giving it a total of 18 degrees of freedom. That means it can walk like an insect, shift weight on the fly, and keep moving even with 2 legs lifted. It's balanced, stable, and built to handle tough terrain without ever tipping over. Up top, Orwell carries a pan-tilt turret packed with day and night cameras and a laser rangefinder. The operator can be on the other side of the planet, wearing FPV goggles and holding a controller while connected via Ku-band satellite, the same type used in remote oil field security. The video feed stays smooth while the onboard GPU scans for motion and highlights anything that looks like a threat. So with just one person at the controls, Orwell can cover miles of ground. Its aircraft-grade aluminum frame weighs about 88 pounds and moves at nearly 4.5 miles per hour. It's been tested in sandstorms, over boulders, and even down scree slopes without breaking down. During the film shoot, it climbed 40-degree dunes and squeezed through tight spaces with zero help. That kind of reliability has caught the attention of researchers working on robots for mine detection and underground missions. And with space for infrared lights or non-lethal sound systems, Orwell might just lead the next wave of perimeter security. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.